What we doing here? Salute my audience as normal. Hope you and your families are good. Early into 2026 and it's dark outside. Literally. Prayers, you don't know. Subscribe. Notification bell should be on. Let's get these numbers up. Trying to protect energy this year. Trying. It's difficult, but I'm trying. Now, before I talk about the news that was circling, I believe yesterday, late yesterday and today, regarding the young man and the two young females, court a case. I'll go into it in a second. I saw Loons, big up Loons, no behavior. Where did I see it? I see a post of Loons basically saying, regarding the Ambush and Chip clash, and Loons, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure it was something along the lines of Ambush has better songs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure that's what I remember seeing. But the only reason I wanted to just forward and give my opinion on that was I see Bouncer, got a chip on his shoulder when you're talking about them man there's name. But me personally, like I said, this platform's never going to be biased like that. But it made me think, and I had to question it. And I was kind of like, Loons has got a point. Loons has got a point. And what it made me realize was there's a big difference in making songs and making good lyrics. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's artists that will make great songs, but they can't rap like certain rappers can. Do you know what I mean? And we have to understand that's the reality. So, in this case, I do believe Chip can do both, and I believe Ambush can do both. However, what I understand is, if I said to you now, name me a Chip song, current, that is slapping off, you would have to go back to songs with like Skepta and Young Adz, Mains, and certain songs like that, right? Let me know in the comments. Mains and them kind of songs, no? Am I wrong? Like I said, Chip, excellent when it comes to the pen. This Coward, these are just a couple songs that come to mind when I think of Chip. When I think of Ambush though, straight away I think of Naturally, Jumpy. Chip was a massive part of that, so was Skepta. Salute to both, salute to all three. But then Tommy Shelby stands out. Man Can't stands out to me. Big songs, big moments. So it's up for debate. It is up for debate. And one thing I can say is that we can't downplay Ambush for song making. We can't do that. No. And we know we can't downplay Chip and his pen. So it's definitely a good discussion. Me personally, like I said, I would give that to Ambush for song making. Because the proof is in the facts. Straight away I'm thinking Tommy Shelby, Man Can't, Ambush songs. With Chip, he's got features on those songs. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm making my judgment off of. So, yeah, Loons, that was a good shout. I can't lie, that was a good shout. I see Bouncer Chai there, yeah? All right, just cool. But what I want to talk about mainly today is the fact that this young man who was 16 at the time, these young ladies that were 16 at the time, and it's been known to us publicly that they killed a man over a county drugs line. And when I saw that, this happened back in 2024, by the way. They've been sentenced on that now. The young man got 16 years for murder. The young two females got manslaughter, 4 years each. But it was what shocked me was seeing the footage of them in the car, laughing, joking, bragging, talking in a certain way, like, they may have to lay low and, things like that regarding the man that's passed away. Now, what we have to talk about is, listen, if you get into the drugs game and you're OT, you're trying to make your money, I can understand if you're trying to make your money, if you feel like you're hard done by in life and this is the only way for you. I always think that's a debate to have, because there's always the alternative, which is go get a job, you know. But let's just say I understand what you're trying to do out there. Understand your purpose is to get money. So the moment you start thinking like you can put hands and feet on people, because people forget like hands and feet can't kill people out here. People are old, you know. Yeah. Salute to my old folks and that, but they can't take too much hands and feet. Please. And look, in this case, the man has lost his life. Now, when you check the story of it, how the man's lost his life, bro, he's got a family. He may have been on drugs. He may have been in the smoker's corner. But he's still got a family that may be doing great things in life. The pain, if they're losing their father, uncle, whatever it may be, is still going to be the same, you know? And when I look at the case and I see that one of the girls was robbed and they tried to press the man who was clearly buying drugs on the line, he didn't say a word, no snitching, kept his mouth closed. Yeah? And then they proceeded to batter him, hands and feet, bumpers off of cars, bottles, alcohol bottles, all sorts of things. Like, maybe in the moment you're thinking you're just giving someone hands and feet. I don't believe you was doing it knowing you're trying to kill him, but that's just my opinion. I might be wrong. That may have been the scenario you was in. But I'm more tapping into your mindset of, to the two females, you got a lucky escape. And I say lucky because of your age on that, and because of the charge being manslaughter, you got 4 years each. Now, I'm hoping that time in jail will allow you to think and really understand what your purpose is in life and what you was doing out here. Was it worth it? Because the same way a man's lost his life, a family's lost their loved one. Over what? Do you know what I'm saying? Something that's not championed because it's prison and it's not supposed to be championed. When you go to jail and you sit around certain lifers and that, they will all tell you, if I could go back, I wouldn't have done what I've done. There's going to be the percentage of people that will tell you, I'll do it again. Of course there is. But I'm saying the higher percentage will tell you, I wouldn't have done that if I could go back. But they can't go back. You've got a second chance, because 4 years, although it's 4 years, you'll be out in no time. The young man that got 16 years, had he been older, he would have been looking 35, 30. He's got another chance, secretly, although he's got a long time ahead. He'll be around people that will be telling him, look what you're in here for. What? In road language, they're going to tell you that you're in here for stamping out a nitty. How much money did that make you? But it took 16 years of your life. And furthermore, the families. See, sometimes we forget who's affected. We just think of ourselves. We put ourselves in the moment. We don't think of our families that are affected. Cousins, sisters, brothers, aunties, uncles, mums, dads, grannies, granddads. All sorts of people, man. All sorts of people. And then to be bragging and boasting like it's cool. Listen, death was never cool to celebrate. Gracefully. You know? There's people that's not here no more due to violence and things. But it's not to be celebrated and laughed at. I've never supported that movement. I get these Gen Zs are figuring out life and, you know, it's dark out there for them. Everyone's carrying something. But understand, you're laughing at death. Something we're all going to face. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. I don't support that. That's not the message here. The message here is get your mind right. If you're making money, make your money. What do you think it's going to come with though? The drugs game is the devil's game for that purpose. You can't just make money and there's no drama. Kidnaps, all sorts of things will happen because it's the money. The root of all evil, right? So I was disappointed to see that clip, man. 2 young ladies throwing away their life. Cool. Not for a long time, but to a certain extent, how's your family's going to look on you? You know what I'm saying? Like, the young man, you know, I get it. I get it. What you was trying to do is stand tall for your business, because we all know you can't, if you take an L in your business and you're in the streets hustling, it's deemed as it's a sign of weakness. So you wanted to retaliate, rebel, do what you feel was necessary. But look where it's landed you now. Was it worth it? That's all I ask you, bro. I'm not here trying to tell you, oh, I'm just trying to make you understand you secretly got a second chance though. Secretly. The ladies definitely have. But their families though, they got to suffer while you lot are in prison and that. They got to send you postals while you're in there and that. They got to visit you while you're in there and that. And we've all been there and seen no friends that show up or send no money to our parents or none of that. No one ain't looking after nobody's. Everyone for themselves. So while you're in the car screaming gang, gang, and you done know my people and all these things, you're in your cell. Alone. It's over, buddy. Yeah? You never know who you might buck up in there. You never know if you might make it out. And that's another thing we don't think about. Not everybody makes it out of prison, you know. I'm just giving you the large picture. Not everybody makes it out. So, mindset, man. We got to be mindful. Do you know what I'm saying? How you go in OT to make a change, now you're in prison for life to the young man. If you're the young girls, you're in prison for manslaughter, 4 years off your life. It's not cool. Stunting your growth. That's what it's doing. Stunting your growth. Killing people was never cool. Bragging about it was never cool, bro. Sis. Never. So we have to do better, man. We have to understand what our purpose is in life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm someone that just comes with time and age. I'm still immature. But I understand, you know, when you're talking about going OT and, you know, catching M's, that was never in the plan. Things can happen, of course. But if you look at yourselves, take accountability. Okay, you took an L. Could have just kept it pushing. So when you proceed to do that and you're probably thinking you're doing it because you maybe look some kind of way like macho man or it looks gangster on your sheet and that, you have to take what comes with that, bro. Prison. Yeah? 2 meals a day. Left foot chicken. Never seen a right one till now, bad man. And that's for you. And then now you could be getting hands and feet in there. You wasn't thinking about that when you was kicking down the old boy. And now the old boy is not here no more. So rest in peace to that old man. Or to that man, sorry. Manners. Condolences to his family. To those involved, I would just say, think, man. We need to be mindful. We need to start thinking more. Honestly. Easier said than done. Yes, I get it. But if I'm not here to say the message don't get sent. And I'm assuming there's a lot of people telling you that are closer to you in life. You've thrown your life away for what? For what? It's the landing, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Never know what we might talk about.
Call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too. Going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo. We had to break shit.